This isn't the type of video I normally make. I'm very well aware of that, but this is something I just really needed to talk about. So, welcome to my impromptu video essay in The Last of Us Part 2. Damn, I waited like fucking 7 years for this fucking steaming pile of shit. Oh, disclaimer, I hate The Last of Us 2, and I'm gay, so you can't really paint me with the bigot brush, which means this game isn't safe for me. So, let's all talk about The Last of Us 2. This game has a lot of problems. You know, the shitty plot holes, Joel being so out of character, and how Ellie, despite being on the cover, manages to get sidelined in her own damn game. And it doesn't stop there. Half the entire game suddenly becomes all about Abby. Her sections were so dull and boring, it was more akin to an endurance test than anything else. I just skipped through as fast as I could. But then that fucking boss fight happened and it pissed me the fuck off. I spent the section finding out all the lovely death animations Ellie can inflict upon the Mary Sue. Time well spent. It should have ended there, but we have an actual cuck in charge of this IP, so Ellie has to get beaten up by the possibly trans character because she has more woke points and more plot armor than Nathan fucking Drake. And the game really wants you to know that Abby is a strong, independent woman, and it constantly goes on how she's built like an ox and other forced cringe. To me, and a lot of people I'm sure, the real MVP of powerful women is still Ellie. Again and again, she courageously keeps putting her life on the line for the people she cares about. Hell, during Left Behind alone, she would do anything to save her dad. She killed so many people just to keep him alive. And yet, she kept him safe without having to be a literal T-800. And the fact that she was smart enough to get Joel to safety via a makeshift sled illustrates that she isn't a basic bitch. She is so much more. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is strength. It's such a fucking shame then that the Ellie we got in The Last of Us 2 has been completely lobotomized. She has such a lack of common sense and critical thinking skills, it's just laughable. Well, it would be if it was a joke, but it isn't. Ellie loses. She just fucking loses. She doesn't avenge Joel. She doesn't get to live with herself. She doesn't stop the PTSD and guilt. She doesn't get a family. She doesn't win. She completely lost in this game, and the entire time she was made more and more of a terrible character because of it. In fact, she's about the only one who ever truly lost. Dina moved on and has a family. Abby is on her shitty fucking journey to find the Fireflies. But what does Ellie get? Half a hand and wandering aimlessly in the world? The revenge is pointless theme. It's hilarious how it utterly contradicts itself in every instance Abby's face is on screen. Because she gets everything she wants. She completed her revenge. She is no longer bound to some fucking hunter cult. She avenged her dad, and she gets a new mission, a new purpose in her life. Everything Ellie can never get because she gave up. I can't express how fucking belligerently idiotic this is. The game bashes you, Ellie, anytime you kill an enemy, but Abby? Abby is fucking paraded like a queen for nearly anything she does. I'm sure all of this has been stated because no one can defend this putrid abomination of a story, so I guess I'll talk about the gameplay. Why the fuck did they change the L1 and R1 to L2 and R2? The amount of times I sprinted instead of activating listen mode is stupid. The dodge is a shitty version of the backstep from Dark Souls, but then at least that didn't get you clipped into a wall and ganked to death. And why the flying fuck were the Molotovs nerfed? No fun allowed. Fuck this game. For someone that claims to love Ellie, this bitch had no fucking problem with packing her bags and leaving, literally pulling a Karen. Honestly, Riley, a character with the sole purpose of being gay and dying, who had much less screen time, might I add, was a character that was leagues above the scumbag that was Dina. And besides, Ellie could do better than used goods anyway.
Shoots in the direction of people trying to kill her. Them.
Oh my god, you just shot Joseph Samuel. He worked in retail. He had 2 Labradors named Sonny and Biscuit. He was 28. He never married. He had a cacti and a cherry blossom tree collection. His favorite color was pale orange.
It's funny how in this game, Ellie can butcher a room full of WLF and club their fucking dogs to death without even so much as a flinch. But then Ellie's manic plot-induced bipolar kicks in, and she pulls a 180. And all of a sudden, she cares about the value of human life with the passion of a saint, and she breaks down like a whiny bitch. Because she killed some random literally who that also happened to be pregnante. Fuck off. Fuck off with that bullshit. This is Joel's daughter. She spent years under his tutelage. I can guarantee you she would not have given a placenta-encrusted fuck if they were pregnant or not. Ellie is a killer, like Joel. But then again, if this game was being 100% accurate, this scene wouldn't have taken place at all, as Joel would have massacred everyone in that room, even if he was blindfolded or had an arm tied behind his back. He was reduced to literally a plot device for a shitty story. All that character development from the first game, all the years of surviving he's had, and all the experience just thrown into the fucking trash just so this horrid story can be told. And worst of all, he was betrayed by Ellie. He would have killed everyone and their children for Ellie if she died. No fucking second guessing or hesitation. But no, the game just crams it down your throat that revenge is pointless. They would have done a lot better if they hadn't deceived us all from the start with the manipulated footage and the misleading trailers. They should have just come clean and said they wanted a new slate and that Ellie and Joel's story was over, and to just start a new story organically. But no, Ellie and Joel sell, they're iconic, and this game was a cynical attempt to make money from their appearance alone, while also simultaneously featuring as little as possible of the said duo, while also trying to replace them with literally who's. You know, despite all of this game's flaws, I still think it's possible for Sony to salvage this game. Hear me out. Since this is a video game, you know, the medium that's famous for choice and freedom compared to the rigidness of traditional media, they could introduce a free update. You know, one that includes the good ending where before you start Abby's chapter, you have the option of completely skipping it and playing as Ellie during the boss fight, complete with a fully alternative cinematic and ending where Ellie doesn't become a fucking cripple and she gets her revenge in a brutal finisher where she beats Abby to an inch of her life and tortures her until she's just a fucking torso. And then Ellie can finish the job with Joel's revolver. I rate this game cucked and blue-pilled. Just play the actual game.